Yes, Mr. Simon appeared in court yesterday in Finland, and something very, very interesting happened. So Mr. Simon definitely will see freedom any moment from now. The court of law will have to free him because his lawyers are trying to pull strings together and make sure this guy gets released this week. The government of Finland has released and published new article regarding this man showing right now on your screen. And based out of this news publication, we believe and we know that Mr. Simon will be released anytime soon. So the question here is, what did the government of Finland release and published regarding this man showing right now on your screen? Well, in this video, we shall be going through all of the details and breaking news one after the other so you can see things for yourself. Yes, this will be one of the biggest news you've seen or heard this week. So let's kickstart this video from the very starting point. Yes, like we all know, on the 21st of November 2024, the government of Finland came out to make a very precise statement and publication. Showing right now on your screen is this particular publication coming from the official page of the government of Finland, where it states, police request remand of 5 persons on suspicion of this particular offense showing right now on your screen. Yes, this simply means that 5 individuals were arrested based out of this particular offense pinpointed in this publication. But then something interesting has happened. It feels like Mr. Simon will definitely regain freedom. Yes, because yesterday Mr. Simon was brought into a district court of Päijät-Häme to continue his hearing and continue his investigation. Yes, Mr. Simon appeared in court yesterday in Finland, and something very interesting happened in the courts of law. Yes, for the second time running, a man known as Ekpa represented Mr. Simon in the court of law. This man happens to be the assistant lawyer representing Mr. Simon, and his main lawyer hasn't showed up in 2 different hearings in the Päijät-Häme district court. Yes, who is this Ekpa? Well, we had to do a brief research on him to understand his background, his educational background, his experience, and so on and so forth. But we couldn't get any info or intel about him. But that is not the case. Let's go to the interesting part of this video. What's showing right now on your screen is a said publication I showed you a couple of seconds or minutes back, where it states police request remand of 5 persons on suspicion of this particular offense showing right now on your screen. But yesterday, the court made a U-turn. Yes, the Päijät-Häme district court made a U-turn. The question here is how and why. Well, take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen, where it states only Mr. Simon is suspected of crime of incitement, while 4 other men are suspected of financing this particular offense being pointed on your screen right now. Hope this is very clear. Well, to better explain what is currently happening, it's simple. The Päijät-Häme district court had a hearing yesterday where Mr. Simon, together with other individuals arrested around 11th or 21st of November last year, these guys appeared in the Päijät-Häme district court, and the court came out to make a very interesting statement after doing some research and investigation, which simply means that Mr. Simon had no linkage with this particular offense showing right now on your screen. I don't want to call this offense in words, because if I do, the YouTube algorithm will flag this video down and probably you won't be able to see it. So Mr. Simon has been cleared from this particular offense. Why the 4 other individuals who were arrested alongside with him are the guys being pointed for this particular crime, for financing this particular offense, as stated on your screen. Hope this is very clear. Yes, so as you can see, Mr. Simon's name has been cleared, and the 4 other individuals who were arrested alongside are the guys who have been pinpointed by the Päijät-Häme district court. Yes, this Päijät-Häme district court also went a step further to give us more intel and more clarification regarding this particular matter. It went a step further to state that the suspected offense was committed between the 25th of August of 2022 and the 19th of November of 2023 and took place in Helsinki. Yes, this offense took place in a city called Helsinki and not in Lathi, the official residence place of Mr. Simon, as stated previously. So this is a very interesting one that definitely will send shockwaves into the hearts and spines of many individuals residing in Nigeria. Anyways, moving on swiftly, the chief detective of the Finnish police in the person of Inspector Otto Hiltonen came out to make a clear statement that would change a lot of things that has happened over the past couple of months. Well, for better understanding, take a look at this article coming from Yale, where it states the man has carried out his activity, for example, on his social media channels, says the Detective Chief Inspector Otto Hiltonen in a press release from the National Bureau of Investigation. So as you can see, the Finnish police has removed the case of terrorism from Simon's case, and they are now basing their investigation on inciting different activities from his social media page. Yes, this is a very, very interesting one, and this is a good news, a very big and gigantic news for individuals representing Mr. Simon in the court of law and his supporters. Anyways, moving on swiftly, the Finnish police and its authorities also gave interesting fact and details, something that we've never seen or heard before. Yes, so the 4 individuals who were arrested alongside with Simon Ekpa, the Finnish police has released interesting details attached with these 4 individuals. Well, based out of the reports made by the Finnish police, they claim that these individuals moved funds and received finances from different countries of the world. Yes, showing right now on your screen some of the countries that the Finnish police believe that these individuals received or channeled funds from. As you can see, we have Turkey, we have Jordan, we have Saudi Arabia, we have Kuwait, and from Yemen, and so on and so forth. The list continues. Yes, so the Finnish police believe that these individuals, these 4 other individuals, operated an international scheme where funds, monies, and finances were transferred from different parts of the world, from Asia, from Europe, from Africa, and so on and so forth. So they're currently investigating these guys on how they channeled their funds from all parts of the world. Well, as we speak, the authorities noticed about 10 different ways and methods these guys moved funds without any form of suspicion. Well, showing right now on your screen are some of this method, where we have some of these individuals arrested managed to move funds as a customer deposit funds into gaming accounts, but the funds are not drawn from and deposited into the same account. Anyways, you can pause this part of the video and look at the different ways and method the 4 other individuals moved funds from all part of the country into Nigeria to fund the unrest we've noticed in the southeastern region. Anyways, moving on swiftly, let's focus on Mr. Simon now. Since the Finnish authorities claim that this guy has no linkage, primary linkage, with the unrest in southeastern Nigeria, what will happen to him? Well, the police still feels like Mr. Simon incited series of crimes in the southeastern part of Nigeria using his Twitter page. Yes, they believe that he used his social media platform to incite violence and different forms of crimes in Nigeria. So what is the possible punishment? Because this guy is actually lucky, because if the Finnish authorities and it's the Pajahami District Court tried him for terrorism, this guy might probably spend the rest of his life in jail. But now they've removed that case in his file and are looking at incitement only. So what is the possible outcome? Yes, as we speak, we are still going through different files, through different court precedents and all of those good stuff to see how the Finnish courts will probably try this man. Yes, as we speak, we are making a video to cover all of those details in full form. Yes, and if you want to be among the very first individuals to get our video as soon as it drops, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when that video gets dropped on this channel. Yes, so Mr. Simon definitely will see freedom any moment from now. The court of law will have to free him, because his lawyers are trying to pull strings together and make sure this guy gets released this week.
Anyways, on the mountain in River State. And if you ask me, it has actually started, because blowing up of pipeline is not going to pay River State good, and it's not going to pay federal government of Nigeria good.
Starting to eat up. What do you think the president should be doing as regards what is happening presently?
That is what is trending on social media this morning around that kind of 11:30 a.m. Okay. We actually received news that there was a explosion at a gas pipeline in Gokana local government of River State. Gokana local government. It was a bomb blast, and it is an aftermath of what is going on in River State government. A situation whereby it has been perfected that the lawmakers in River State has concluded plans to impeach Governor Similaye Fubara. And actually, we've seen over the weeks how the cloud of political impasse was gathering in River State. And we actually suspected that Nyesom Wike was a man that is trying to at least edge out his, let me say, political godson, Similaye Fubara. And it was an impasse, serious one, that has ensued for over 2-3 months now. We've seen from the axis of the Ejo, henchman in the person of Asari Dokubo, who has been threatening federal government over the years that if anything at all comes out in River State that might warrant Fubara being impeached in the House, I mean River State lawmakers, that the Ejo militants, Niger Delta militants, they are all agitators. They are going to embark on their normal business of incessant bombardment of NNPC oil facilities. And this afternoon, nearly just 12 noon, we actually received news that Bodo, Gokana, local government of River State, an oil pipeline has been bombed. And this is all within the Nigerian contraption. Who is going to be the loser here? Okay, let us just, screen it as the axis of the oil production. How low was the production in the recent time? We've not been able to meet up with the index of the supply or sales of oil, in the Niger Delta in the recent time. The indexes of the sale, I mean the exportation, it was low, which was why? Because Nigerians, we are not having a production, a refinery, being in operation in the Niger Delta region recently. And it's because of the problem we have on the maintenance of the NNPC, refinery, Warri refinery, the one at Eket, that's Akwebom, and so on and so forth. And all this thing going on was as a result of the sabotage in the past, events whereby the NNPC installation was, subjected to incessant bombardment during Yaradua regime, Jonathan regime, and it stopped at the eve of Muhammad Buhari's stroke, Ochibanjo administration, because Buhari actually sent Ochibanjo for, to have diplomatic, agreement with the Niger Delta militants, a situation whereby they actually promised them what do you call it? This amnesty, and they accepted that. So there was no more bombardment throughout the administration of Muhammad Buhari and Ochibanjo. But currently, we've seen the kind of politics that Tinubu is playing from the camp of the APC in Lagos State to the, let me say, Ministry of FCT, Abuja, which is Mr. Nyesom Wike. They are trying to align together to edge out his godson, Similaye Fubara, but it was not auguring well. Why? There are many reasons why it's not going to concur, because from Ikwere to Opobo to Igbocha, all these are Igbo and the Ijaw communities, and they actually rotate it in terms of gubernatorial election or who win or who did not win. It is always between the Igbos and the Ijaws, and the Igbos had actually ruled for straight 8 years into 2-3 times. Let us cite example here. What is the name of the former River State governor? What do you call it? No, the one Odile ruled River State straight 8 years, and after Odile, it was Chibika Amechi. Yes, that contested between Celestine Omeria and the Chibika Amechi. Amechi won straight 8 years. Before the inception of Wike, straight 8 years. We are talking about 24 years. Ijaws have never been there. A John man has never been River State. I mean, in this present administration, Medford Okilo might be from a John axis. I mean, during the time of Buhari administration and Abacha administration, said there was a time we are having these civilian administrators or governors during Abacha regime and so on and so forth. But no Ikwere man has ever, graced that office of the governor in River State. What am I trying to say here? It is the time of the Jaws. No matter how you play either international or local politics or whatever you call it. No, a German has never been there. And that's why the Jaws are vowing that if they impeach Fubara, there will be fire on the mountain in River State. And if you ask me, it has actually started. because blowing up of pipeline is not going to pay Rivers State good, and it's not going to pay federal government of Nigeria good.
But I've seen Wike come out and say that Fubara is not Ijo. That why they just, taking upon themselves, to threaten the state that, Fubara is not from Ijo, the region.
If you ask me, I will tell you that Nyesom Wike is not someone you could give a listening ear. It's not, though, one time and His Excellency, the governor of Rivers State, but if you ask me, I will tell you that he's not reasonable. He actually appears to reason like street miscreants or urchins. How could you say Fubara is not an Ijoma? Fubara is from Opobo. Yes, Opobo is of Igbo and Kalabari. Kalabari is, I think, 75% Ijos, and Opobo, they are 100% Igbos. So they intermarry, they mix up in culture, and so on and so forth. And if you ask the Jaws, they will actually tell you that they supported Similaya largely during the gubernatorial election of 2023. So they actually believe that Fubara is from their own extraction. Amechi is Igbo. Wike is Igbo. Okudele, Abi, Odele is an Igbo. So it is their turn. No matter how you play your politics, it's not going to work. If they actually edge out or impeach Fubara, I think Rivers State will get political impasse or crisis.
But what's going on now? Why do you think that Tinubu is not, trying to curtail the excesses of Wike in this?
Tinubu is not going to curtail the excess of Wike because actually what Wike did for him during 2023 presidential election. It was Wike who actually gave Tinubu the vote, the rig. Let me just call him commander-in-chief of overall general rigging in Nigeria. Wike actually rigged out Labour Party during presidential election, and as if that wasn't enough, many youth corpers in Rivers State lost their lives as a result of Wike's rigging during gubernatorial. It was Labour actually that won election, but comes what may, whatsoever you see, you sow, is what you're going to reap later. It was obvious that Fubara Similaye was not the winner of the gubernatorial election that brought him in. It was an OB party platform candidate, the Labour Party that won election, and many youth corpers lost their life. Wike rig out to the governor on that Labour political platform, and see what is playing up. Wike wanted to show the whole world that he is the political master of Similaye Fubara, which we call it in this Nigerian local politics, Godfather. And he, Wike, did not want to at least play along with Amechi, who he was his predecessor. Amechi is supposed to be his godfather. Now, he didn't, all go well between him and Amechi, and he has now come trying to lord it over to Fubara Similaye. Wike wanted to be a godfather to Similaye, and it is all going to work out because nobody, no governor, no president in Nigeria is trying to dance to the tune of Godfatherism, political Godfatherism again in Nigeria. That's why it's not going to work. Wike should Wike should expect war, political crisis, political impasse in Rivers State if actually the lawmakers, gang up to impeach Fubara. But if you ask me, it's not going to work. If it works, it means there will be crisis because Rivers State provides 75% of the natural resources that feed Nigeria. Wike does not understand that it is from Rivers State allocation that Abuja is being developed. Yes. 75% of our crude is coming from that axis. Rivers State, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, before you name Imo State and the rest of the oil-producing Niger Delta region. I don't know what I understand. Rivers State was #1 in the 60s during the oil exploration in the Niger Delta region. And in a situation whereby you are at least, rationing the allocation that goes over to that state, you are getting it wrong because they are having the lion's share of the oil producing well in Nigeria. Our oil wealth actually comes from Rivers State. There's no how both the federal and the state will not come together and iron things out so that peace will pick up in Rivers State. But this time around, you can never down-tune the roles Asari Dokubo and the other Niger Delta militant henchmen are playing on what is going on. Because if Asari could at least align with Chogbomo Tompolo government and Thomas Ateke, I think they are going to shut down the oil producing region of Niger Delta, and Nigeria will be at the verge of collapse. So the right thing to do now is that federal should be playing their own political whatever in Abuja and other places of Nigeria. They should allow River State to do their own, because this idea of you become governor, I become governor, it is what is going on now, and it is between tribes, regions within a state. Allow River State to do their things. Tinubu is for federal, right? It should mind federal and allow River State to be. If you want to just do it by force, I'm overall Jagaban. Oga Nigeria will be on fire. River State is producing oil that has been feeding Nigeria for over how many years now? You are talking about years. I don't really understand. A generation plus. Sometimes you will even think about 2 generations of people has come and gone. 30 years make a generation. And since Niger Delta oil exploration, it is over 60 years now. I don't know what I understand. When we started producing oil in River State, is let's say 50 or 50 years. That's a generation and more.
What a wonderful question, the anchor of this good platform. First and foremost, I want to say, Simon Ekpa has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojukwu fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, nnamdikanu did it via his own dimension. So Ekpa is taking